All right, we're live.
We're live. All right. Well, Dean, I'm going to go get your first guest.
All right, beautiful.
Off the radar with Dean McMurray, the psychic medium, the military medium.
I'm excited.
All right, let's do this.
All right. And if you're joining us too, before our guest joins us, let us know you're there.
Dean, this is your guest, Brenda.
Brenda, nice to meet you. All right, beautiful. All right. All right. So thank you for being our guest today and agreeing to come on to us. So. I'll ask Nicole if you could grab the door back there. A busy hotel lobby for our viewers, letting folks know that we're in a hotel and it's kind of busy in the back. So, all right. Okay. Done a few things. All right. All right. So one of the things, Brenda, is, just writing down a few notes, is I work a lot with archangels. And talking about when I ask them to step forward for you. First and foremost, Archangel Michael. Michael's associated with the color blue, is all about protection. Just beautiful blue energy coming in for you, just bringing in an immense amount of protection. But also talking about boundaries and about Michael also wants you to know that establishing boundaries as well. He's just talking about that as well. We also see Archangel Raphael up over here. Raphael is associated with color green and works with healers of all modalities. And talking about more the sense of where just the innate healer within you. So I don't know if you currently work as in the healthcare industry or currently work as an energy worker or what you do. But the thing is understand that Raphael just comes in and really connects to your energy as well. So, and last but not least, as far as angels go, we're talking about Archangel Gabriel, and we understand that Gabriel is the messenger of God. And so Gabriel just bringing in just that immense amount of white light, and we understand that when we see Gabriel show up, typically we're talking about writers and journalists, but also on the psychic communication piece. And so when a lot of times when we are challenged with that, even since at a young age, and sometimes we push that off and then it blossoms again when we're a bit older. Sometimes where I'm feeling more of it for hearing and then also occasionally seeing. And then the clairgustance, which is the clear tasting as well. So if you think of you walk up a set of stairs, you can smell or you can taste the chewing. I'll just say like grape bubblegum or something like that. It's like, oh my God, I can taste it. So understand that Gabriel is working in that sense as well. Okay. So I want to talk about a few spirits stepping forward to communicate with you. I do have a female that steps forward on the mother's side of the family. Understand that she would have passed in her 70s. Feels to me like it was mid to late winter when she would have passed. Given the time of the year, it kind of feels like, if we're talking about, of course, obviously we're in April, but that January, anywhere from December, that could even be early March time frame, what I would put it in. One of the things when I connect to her is immediately I get a heaviness on my lungs. Feels like she chronically had issues going on with her lungs, not only bronchitis, but it all because I can just feel like a burning or wheezing, but then also later in life towards her before she passed, I just feel like a lot of fluid on her lungs as well. I see her shorter, a little bit heavier set, glasses, curlier hair, white. Does that sound like something that you can remember or validate? Okay, and that's okay. And I trust that even though you say that you can't validate immediately, that I trust that it will make sense to you a bit down the road. The other thing is I also do have a male that steps forward on the father's side of the family. And for you is, you know, I understand that he would have passed, actually have more than one because now I get another one that steps in. One male that actually passed, if I'm understanding correctly, late 50s, early 60s. The other was in his 80s. I do get a veteran connection connected to these gentlemen, and just very sweet gentlemen, you know, guys. And the gentleman that passed in his late 50s, early 60s, he's actually thinking that he's quite hilarious. But I'm like, you're not really funny. And so that's the thing is, he has a dry sense of humor, but he's like, no, really, I'm funny. And it's like, yeah, no. It's like, so he was like, I am. I crack myself up all the time. So does that sound like some of you remember? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So a tremendous, and can I ask who that is? Okay. So first and foremost, obviously, a tremendous amount of love for you. But I got to go back, before I get into the message, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I want to go back to the female a little bit because she also brings in, and as you see from my notes here is that I have this line in front of you. And so one of the things that she brings forward is the energy of a child. And so the baby that she brings forward is wrapped in a blue blanket. So I'm understanding that that there was a child lost, and it's the energy of or the sex of a male. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so understand that that baby is still close to you or around you. Do you understand that? So going back to your message, though, is first and foremost, and I don't think what I'm also sensing is it's something that that you've always known, but you just needed that outside validation, is that you're never alone. And the thing is that you've always known this, and we talked about earlier, I talked about Gabriel coming forward, and it's something that you've always been sensitive since you were very young. The thing is that they're sharing that you are completely surrounded, you are loved, and you are supported. It feels like also that there also been an area in your life that you're feeling a lack of support, and that's the thing where Michael comes in as well. You understand that? So the thing that they're sharing with you is that there's tremendous amount of change already occurring. It feels like the wheels of motion are already in play, and that understand as you go through this process and as you continue to go on through these new changes, these life, what I would call life-altering changes, that you are not only protected, but that you're supported through it. You understand that? Okay. So some really fun stuff, though. I do understand that they're talking about some. It's because it's like out of all this chaos, it's like, oh my God, can you just give me a reprieve? And so what they're talking about is this really, it's time for what I would call self-care. So whether making a trip to go somewhere fun or whatever, and it actually feels not within the Midwest. It actually feels like traveling a great distance, either jumping on a plane, going to California or to Arizona or somewhere like to get away. And it's just like, I really need to disconnect, to reconnect. And saying, I just need to have fun again or just to do nothing. You understand that? And it's just so very critical because not only it feels like you've been running on empty for so very long, the thing is it can become very bone weary would be the word that I would choose. Does that make sense? Okay, beautiful. So there's so many tremendous things going on. I also have to talk about and recognize and validate the spirit that, as we were talking, kind of stepped in. There's actually a young girl that kind of steps behind you, and I see her with shoulder-length blonde hair, I would understand that she would have passed approximately 16. Now, and I don't know the name of like Carrie or Karen kind of pops up around her. One of the things, though, I do understand that she did lose her life in a car accident. I do see a car associated with her. So the thing that I would share is then the relationship that she steps forward for you. This is not a direct blood relation. This is either a somebody that could be a classmate or somebody that is, you know, a sibling to that lines. Do you understand that? So I would share is that just stay open to that. Sometimes spirit has a crazy way of showing up and saying, hey, I'm here, and let everybody know that I love them. And really, that is what messages from spirit is all about. It is about letting everybody know that love never dies. It's eternal. And it's really a transition from one form of existence into another. And even though it's not quite the same, the relationship changes, but the thing is letting them know that, hey, we're still around. Okay. So the other thing that I got to share for you is for Brenda is I keep on seeing birds around you, and I don't know if that's a big sign for you in spirit or from those in spirit, but especially cardinals. So I keep on seeing cardinals pop up for you. So if you haven't already, I would share is stay open to how you're receiving them. So when it comes from signs, validation from our loved ones saying, hey, we're here, we're watching over you, we love you, stay open to that. It's a great reminder for us all, but so just stay open to what kind of shows up for you. Okay? Okay. Beautiful.
Brenda's from Carrington.
Oh, crazy. Okay. Very cool. All right. Very cool. So beautiful. Yeah. Carrington Cardinals. Beautiful. Awesome. Well, and I really want to thank for everybody that doesn't know. The only thing that I knew is that the only thing that I knew today is that you were driving a full hour, well, a half hour, but to come see me today. And I really want to thank you for driving all the way. Well, it's a half hour to Jamestown. What am I talking about? But all the way here, anyways, to here I'm thinking I'm in Jamestown. Sometimes time work, evidently, to come and be a part of this. It really means a lot. So yeah, so great that you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. So now, did we want to segue into her story, or did you have questions surrounding your reading?
Well, when you were talking about 14-year-old blonde, and then you went on further to explain that maybe a classmate or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, beautiful.
Actually, it all made sense. Getting away, that all made sense when I agreed. I have had a lot of feelings about maybe some big change, and you kind of confirmed that moving forward. So that was interesting as well. The very first woman that stepped forward, at first I thought maybe it was a grandmother, but when you explained the lungs, that was not her issue. So I can't really think about who that would be at this time.
That's okay.
Sometimes it comes later, but
no.
Right now
That's fine. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So beautiful. Yeah, we can. If you wanted to kind
Did
of
you come with any specific
questions or
No, I didn't. I just I've had a reading before, and some make sense, some doesn't. But then later on, I find out because it didn't happen yet or something like that, and then it has. I haven't had one in a long time, but I guess I didn't really have any question other than I had this huge feeling that there's going to be a major change in my life. And you kind of confirmed a little bit of that too. So,
Yeah, a lot of changes coming up for you.
mm-hmm.
And the thing to realize is that, it's, I think for all of us at some level, there's always change going on somewhere, but sometimes for us, things become kind of static. But yeah, for you, it's like a lot of change all at once, so yeah. And sometimes that can show up in a lot of different ways. So sometimes that can look very chaotic or very, sometimes life can be, show up like, oh my God, it's very crazy. So beautiful. All right. So, do we have any other questions or?
I don't have any reading questions or anything.
And I just really want to thank you again for driving all the way here and to the lovely city of Bismarck and to have some coffee this morning. But yeah, it's so great that we're able, and not only are we able to gift you this reading and some insight into what I hope was helpful for you, but also some listeners out there that if somebody was never really sure what a reading entails, or kind of skeptical or worried or whatever happens, and it's just that conversation between two people. And so the thing that I would share is that it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to do this for folks like yourself every day. So it's beautiful. All right.
I guess I don't know if you want to say hi to people from Arizona, Cape Coral, Florida, Jamestown.
Wow, all over.
Nice, so.
All right, beautiful. Well, I just want to say hi to everybody that's joining us today, and of course, obviously it's going to live out there in internet land forever, but just want to say hi to everybody. And of course, this episode is, of course, the very first episode of Off the Radar with the Military Medium. And so it's going to be the first of many. So regardless where I end up, I could be in Tucson, Arizona, and I could be sitting in somebody's living room, or I could be in another, if they have a nice space in a hotel, whatever the case is, you never know. Might even be on a boat. It could be on a plane. Who knows? So maybe we'll get some crazy locations going. But just stay tuned. This is the first of many. So, but yeah, absolutely. I will get you guys here. Excuse me. Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
All right. Well, I'm Nicole. Hello, Brenda. How are you? Good. So what we did is we had a form online that people could submit if they wanted to come and do this live with Dean. And this is something he's looking at doing in the different communities that he goes to. And so what called you, or what made you want to do this today?
I guess it was curiosity out of readings I've had before. I've always been a little skeptical, and when I reached out and had a reading, a little encouragement from a friend, and it all made sense and was helpful. It kind of clarified that there really is something else out there. So I guess the reason for this time was just because I have that real sense that there is major change going to happen. So,
Do you have any inklings on what that might be, or are you just excited to see what's going to
a
happen?
little bit, but not anything I would want to share.
Okay. Yeah, that's Facebook, not live. Okay. Yeah, that's enough, right? Okay. So you did validate some things for you. Was there anything you were hoping you were going to hear, or anything, or?
No, I didn't come with any misconceptions or anybody that I wanted to step forward. It was just basically all the change and confirmation on that. Otherwise, I just wanted to see what he had to say, who would step forward.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for driving all the way from Carrington to be with Dean today and do this. And I just wish you luck. And I'm excited for the big changes that will be happening. And I can't wait for a big vacation. Do you have any ideas on where that might be?
I don't know. He wants me to go on a cruise, so maybe that's what I need to do is say yes.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brenda. Have a safe trip back.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Check in next time for the military medium and Off the Radar.